Good afternoon, Miss Jones and Miss Johnson. I would like to introduce myself to you. I would also like to thank you for coming to mediation today. My name is Naisha Harnett, but please call me Miss Nye. Just to give you some brief background information about myself, I'm a mediator for Hardwell and Harnett Mediation Center, and I have 10 years experience mediating disputes here in California, both for private clients and business clients. I have a master's degree in negotiation, conflict resolution, and peace building from California State University, Dominguez Hills. In addition to my mediation work, I am a certified facilitator working with businesses to improve communication strategies. I also actively work with Los Angeles County Court System as a volunteer mediator. That is how you will refer to me for this mediation. Now that you know who I am, please introduce yourself to me. Let me know how you would like to be addressed, and are there any other parties that you wish to be present? No? Okay. Miss Jones and Miss Johnson, welcome. I just want to start out by saying I am very appreciative that you both decided to take advantage of the opportunity to participate in mediation. Mediation is very effective. Is a very effective method for people to discuss issues and concerns that may have been difficult for them to talk about in other circumstances. I want to point out that every mediation is different, so don't think that that your mediation will be like a mediation that you've heard before. But every mediation is the opportunity for you to be creative and design a solution together. So that's the whole point of the mediation. Okay. I understand that neither of you have actually participated in a mediation as we discussed over the phone. As we discussed in our initial phone conversation as well, your mediation is a voluntary process in which both of you have agreed to participate in this mediation, correct? Great. I send you both an agreement to mediate as well as a confidentiality agreement. Do you have those documents with you? Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Great. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me read to you the confidentiality section of the California Dispute Act, which states that any party mediating or the mediator shall not voluntarily disclose voluntarily disclose or through discovery or compulsory process be required to disclose any information concerning any mediation, communication, or any parties agree to said disclose or writing. The confidentiality gives the mediator immunity from being called to testify. Also, we are agreeing not to discuss the mediation communication with anyone outside of this mediation or in the media. Is that clear? Okay, great. I do thank you for returning the signed documents to me. I do appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Before we start the actual mediation, let me explain a little about how the process works. First, each of you will have a chance to tell your side of the story. Excuse me. You will both have equal time to speak. Once you have explained your concerns, I will review the key issues with you, and we will start looking for options for a solution. Agreed? Agreed. Okay, awesome. If need be, I will take the time to speak with each of you in private That will be an opportunity for you to tell me things that you may not feel comfortable talking to the other party about. Okay? Okay, great. Awesome. The private meetings are confidential, and I will only discuss what you give me permission to discuss. I am confident that at that point we will be ready to put together an agreement that both of you will sign. Let me make sure that we are clear as my role as your mediator. I am here as a facilitator to help support you in having a productive dialogue. This introduction will be the most I'll be speaking during the rest of the mediation. I will help you to identify the problem that you are having to clearly define your needs and concerns. My role is to keep you focused and on track and to assist you in coming to an agreement. My role is not to advise you, okay, or make a decision for you. Agreed? Okay. You both are responsible for your own solution to the problem. I'm here as a neutral facilitator, in other words. I take an impartial position in this mediation. At any time either of you feel I am being biased in any way, please tell me immediately so I can remove myself from the process. Okay? Also, if at any time you want to consult with an attorney, please let me know so that way I can allow you time to consult with an attorney if needed. During the process of the mediation, I will be taking notes and I will ask questions to clarify statements that you made. Any questions so far? No? Ms. Jones, any questions for you? Okay, great. Awesome. If we reach an agreement today, we will write it down. You can take the agreement binding, or you can keep it as informal agreement between the both of you. Basically, the binding is if you decide to have the documents binded, you can present that documents to court. If you decide not to have it binded, then the agreement will be just between the both of you. Basically, having it binded is basically having the court enforce what the agreement was between the both of you. But if you feel that's not needed, then we'll just do it as a non-binding agreement. Also want to cover a few technical issues and ground rules. I would appreciate if Ms. Johnson or Ms. Jones, whichever one is speaking, if you refrain from speaking while the other party is speaking. Please do not interrupt the other party. You will both be giving the ample time to speak your concerns after they are finished. Also, if you have any questions, please hold them until it's your turn to respond. I have provided you both with pens and papers. Here's your pen. Here's your paper. Here's your pen and paper. Take notes with something. Taking notes occurs if something is stated, please jot it down so that when it is your time to speak, you can address those concerns. Okay. And for the sake of timelines, please keep your speaking time to a minimum of 5 minutes each time. I want to stress all parties need to treat each other with respect. I will not tolerate any disrespect from either party. And please refrain from using any foul language, threats, or aggressive physical moves. If I see any of this behavior start to occur, I will immediately give you a warning and I may suggest a break. If it continues, I will put an end to the mediation. Can everyone agree to these guidelines? Ms. Johnson, could you agree? And Ms. Jones, do you agree? Okay, great. Awesome. I want everyone to be comfortable. If at any time you feel you need a break, please let me know. We'll take about a 5-minute break to, let's say if you need to get some water, use the bathroom, or cool down. Maybe something's riled you up and you need to cool off. Please take the time that you need to take care of that. As you may know, I am mediating this session as a volunteer. Okay, as I told you before, I do work with Los Angeles court system to, as a volunteer mediator. However, the state of California requires that you pay your fees that you have arranged, that I have already informed you of. And have those fees been paid? Ms. Jones? Ms. Johnson, have you paid your fees? Okay, great, awesome. So now that we have that taken care of, do you guys have any questions before we get started? No? Okay, great. Now we are ready to begin.